I can't hear you.
Yeah, he turned me down for a second.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Nah, you're good. It is 7:30, and I believe it's not showing that we're live. Let's see here. You are up and rolling on the Chris Howell Foundation Facebook page. Looks like we are live there.
Okay, let me find.
If you are joined us, if you have joined us already on this live, we're getting ready to have a very good conversation. So you know what, it may be an opportunity for you to share this on your page, to share with some others who may want to hear this very provocative conversation that we're getting ready to have tonight regarding the Chris Howell Foundation's Conquering COVID Community Health and Wellness Fair taking place this Saturday. That's important for folks who are going to be in Dallas, Fort Worth. But for those of you who are outside of the area, you will benefit from tonight's conversation because we're going to be talking with Felicia J. Starks. Again, she's going to be talking about her transformation that she did regarding weight and just really living a healthy lifestyle. So certainly you want to be a part of that as well. Again, some tips and nuggets for you to how to use your own body weight to be able to work out. That's going to be important for you. We're also going to be talking about, again, this whole long COVID thing, how we get through this. Folks who are still suffering from long COVID symptoms. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight as well. And then again, the importance of whether you're in Dallas, Fort Worth and can attend the Chris Howell Foundation Health and Wellness Fair, but maybe you're outside the area, just the importance of attending health and wellness fairs in general that may be in your area. Certainly you want to take advantage of them as well. All right, I think we were doing our part to try to get everything up and rolling on our end to make sure we're rolling live on all fronts. We're good to go. Cordell's telling me we're good to go. Thankful to him for coming in, getting everything set up, and helping us with this live tonight. Cordell, I'm still seeing on my end, I still see the flyer. So I don't see Felicia just yet, but I know she's there, and Cordell's going to bring her in at the appropriate time, and we're going to work from that. But again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Chris Howell, and again, this is the Chris Howell Foundation Conquering COVID Community Health and Wellness Fair live tonight. The fair itself will take place this Saturday, but we wanted to come on tonight to talk a little bit about not just the fair itself, but to talk about health and wellness in general. Tonight, we've got an expert on the line with us who's going to be talking about her transformation journey. I call her an expert, and many people are reluctant to be called an expert. But when you're somebody who, let's just say she's mastered it in her own life, and now she's helping others to master this whole weight thing. If you're anything like myself, I got a hashtag now, Journey with Chris. I mean, we've been using the hashtag for several years because it has indeed been a journey of just trying to really get this whole weight thing under control. And before we came on live, I was talking with Felicia, and I'm like, you got to talk about the nutrition piece because, I mean, yeah, I'll go to the gym. And when I go to the gym, I really do hit the gym hard. I mean, I'm in it. I'm in it. My daughter asked me the other day, Dad, you in the gym for 2 hours? I'm in the gym for 2 hours. I hit it hard. But the problem with that is I come out of the gym and then I eat just as hard. So, she's going to talk about that whole nutrition piece as well. So she's going to help us to get that in line. But real quick, because this whole thing is being brought to you tonight by the Chris Howell Foundation. So let's talk a little bit about the Chris Howell Foundation. The Health and Wellness Fair is taking place. It's happening this Saturday, September 17th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the William M. McDonald YMCA. They're in Fort Worth. It's an opportunity for you to come out and be a part of it. And we're very excited about all the things that are going to be presented. The COVID vaccines, we're going to have vaccines on site. Again, COVID is still real. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. I think a lot of times we're saying before the pandemic and since the pandemic and after the pandemic as if we're outside of it. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. We're going to talk about stroke prevention. We'll talk about there'll be blood pressure screenings as well. There will be A1c screenings. Now, that's very important. The A1c screenings, we were doing a radio interview the other day, and someone said, hey, what are the A1c screenings? The A1c screening is the pre-diabetic test. It's a test to determine whether you're pre-diabetic or whether you actually are diabetic. And if you are diabetic, it's an opportunity for you and your healthcare team to manage your diabetes if, in fact, you have that screening done and know what your levels are. So, again, we'll be offering that. HIV and syphilis testing will also be on site as well. There'll be a mental health talk. There'll be an Alzheimer's talk. Again, Alzheimer's is certainly affecting our community in large ways. So, certainly we want to do our part here at the Chris Howell Foundation to try to help families offset that. And there'll also be activities for children. There'll be face painting and things like that for kids kids as well. This is all absolutely free. Any and everyone can attend. You don't have to necessarily live in Fort Worth in order to attend. It's open to any and everyone. Now, here's what we are asking you to do, though. We are asking you to go to chrishowellfoundation.org to register. That's chrishowellfoundation.org. We are asking you to register for it, just so we'll have an idea how many people are planning to attend. So if you go to chrishowellfoundation.org and register, and I'm not sure where we are. I think we may have already passed that number, though. There was an opportunity if you were one of the first 25 people to register, you would be put into a drawing to receive one of 5 $50 gift cards that we're going to be giving away. And there would be other prizes that give away. There's a television giveaway, things of that nature. But if you get a television, now we're asking you to go home and watch all your workout videos on the television. Or maybe you're going to go home and watch Felicia work out on the television. So if you win the television, don't go home and sit and watch TV and eat bonbons now. You got to do some workout stuff on the television, or with the television anyway. All right. So Felicia, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I really am grateful to you for, first of all, partnering with us on the health fair, and then now joining us tonight to really just try, get some more information out to people to help them to understand the importance of their health. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. When you reached out, anytime that I'm able to do something with the community, and especially after, reading up on your foundation and everything that's going on, I definitely want to be involved. Anything to do with health and wellness, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's extremely important. It's one of those things that we hear it all the time. In fact, I'm getting ready to read your bio here in just a moment. But, when we talk about our health is our wealth, it really is, because you can have all the other things in the world. But, if you don't have your health, well, you really don't have much of a quality of life. So it's extremely important. But you heard her voice. You see her face now. I want to read a little bit of her bio. And this is just a very short portion of her bio. She has a very extensive bio that you want to be sure to check out. Again, it's at her website. But Felicia Starks was a slave to food for years. In 2004, she took control of her life, mindset, and body by transforming from a size 14-16 to a size 4. Okay, now, Felicia, you have to help guys like me who put that in perspective for me. From a size 14-16 to a size 4, and I know it's not polite to ask a woman what her weight is, so I don't know how to do this without asking the question. So
I believe my heaviest was like 160 something.
Okay.
Close to like over 165. I'm 5'4", so that's a lot for me being short. So I went down to, let's say, like 125 or so. It might have been, it's between 125 and 130.
Okay. And Cordell, if you will, we've got a before and after picture at some point while I'm reading this bio. If you can just throw up that before and after picture, be okay. She has been able to maintain the weight loss for over 15 years and counting. After conquering weight loss, Felicia became a certified personal fitness trainer and lifestyle weight management specialist in 2012. So she's been doing this for over a decade now. And I'll slow that down just a little bit. She's a certified personal fitness trainer and lifestyle weight management specialist. Now, Felicia's mission is to inspire, uplift, encourage, and empower you to live a fit and healthy lifestyle. Now, get this. First of all, by reintroducing you to yourself. And she firmly believes that your health is your wealth. Wow. So, Felicia, talk about that piece about you helping to reintroduce people to themselves.
When we are in the, where, like, let's just say, I'm gonna use you for example because you said you were, you're wherever you are right now. You may have, and I'm just making an assumption, at some point things that were important, you kind of let them slide to the wayside because life got in the way. Whatever, there was more priority, and so sometimes we have to get back to ourselves into like, what is it, who are you, and what is it that you really love? What are you passionate about? So reintroducing you to yourself is to your healthier self. Because when you're healthy on the inside and on the outside, you move different, you think different, like everything is different.
I agree with that. I'll tell you, when you talk about me personally, I guess one of the things is you being a full-time entrepreneur. Once you become a full-time entrepreneur, it's like, you know what? I don't have time to work out. I have to get to the office. I have to make money and have to do all these other things. But really what I found is when you really dedicate to working out, it really becomes, when you really make it a part of your lifestyle, make it a part of your day, it actually helps you to think clear. It's a time for you to really spend, and like you said, get in tune with yourself. So then when you do leave the gym and go back out and do all those other things, you're actually thinking about it a lot more clear than if you had just ran out there without really taking the time to get in tune with yourself. So I think you're absolutely right. And that's what it was for me. It was really just, losing sight of that. And really just, again, I'll go back to it. It's just really not managing what it was I put in my mouth. It was just, hey, grabbing a hamburger or whatever it was, because I was, moving fast and not really taking the time to say, hey, I'm going to sit down and eat a meal. I'm going to go through the drive-through and grab something while I'm going through the drive-through and eat while I'm rolling down the road. And yeah, that's not the healthiest. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's fast eating, and it's fast weight gaining. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes. So, one of the things that, again, I've been following you on Facebook there for a while, and I see that you talk about the nutrition aspect of it. And that's one of the things I like, because, of course, you can see people on Instagram and different places, and everybody's showing you how they're working out and they're getting it, man. It's like, okay, yeah, I see the results, but you're not telling me how you achieve the results. So one of the things I like about you talk about the nutrition aspect of it. So as we started to put this thing together, it's like, we want someone to come in, but we don't want someone to come in and just do a workout session. We want someone who come in who can do a workout session, but in addition to that, talk about the nutrition aspect of it. So, you jump right on board and said, hey, man, I'm with it. Let's do it. And I'm certainly grateful to you for that. And the other part is you were excited about, again, helping people to understand how they can use their body weight to be able to work out. So it's not the mindset of thinking, oh, I can't go to the gym today, so I can't work out. Talk about the importance of using your body weight and doing those things to work out.
Oh my goodness. If 2020 didn't teach us anything, that we can, like, if we really want to, like, there's other ways for us to get moving. With 2020, with COVID and everything, like, that was at a place no one had in this lifetime knew anything about. So there was a lot of, improvising. And so with the body weight, you can get moving, you can do push-ups, because you think about our grandparents, there wasn't gyms and stuff, but for the most part, they stayed fairly active. Now, of course, they were moving a lot.
Uh-oh. Felicia, you're frozen. All right. So again, if you're joining us or have just joined us, you're watching the Chris Howell Foundation Conquering COVID Community Health and Wellness Fair. Again, this is the precursor to our Health and Wellness Fair, which is taking place on this Saturday. It's going to be this Saturday, September 17th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the William M. McDonald YMCA in Fort Worth, Texas. But again, if you're not in the Fort Worth area, then we thought, we'd jump on live tonight and talk with Felicia Starks, again, who is a personal fitness trainer, and she's also a health and weight management specialist. So she's actually on with us tonight. She's going to be with us on Saturday morning. She's actually going to be doing a live workout session. So, she's going to be showing you how to use your own body weight, as you just heard her there talking about how to use your body weight to be able to work out without having to go to the gym, which is an important factor, because many times you may not have time to go to the gym. I mean, we're having to cut back on some things. Maybe you're having to let your gym membership go for whatever reason. But we want to offer you some tips and some explanations on how you can still stay and maintain what it is you've achieved up to this point. I think we got Felicia back on the line now, so we're going to actually pull her back into the conversation. But Felicia, you were making the point about, again, our grandparents didn't have all those things, but they still managed to maintain their health.
Yes. So with the body weight, you can do.
That's all right. We're going to keep it going. It's live, right? I'll talk. You just jump in whenever you can. So again, she's saying how you can use your own body weight. And again, she's not somebody who's just someone coming on. I know many times we see, talking heads who can just come on and just talk about what you can do. This woman has actually done it in her life. If you didn't actually hear the portion where I read her bio, she went from a size 14, 16 to a size 4. And again, now and that's been over 10, 15 years ago. And now she's maintained it, and she's helping others to be able to do the same. And I think we've got her audio back now. Let's see.
Okay, let me hurry up and get my stuff out. So with the body weight, so you can do a legit body weight workout and burn like 150 so calories in 20 minutes or less. Wow. And like, you're gonna be solid. So now we're not gonna do that. Our workout is not gonna be that long, but it's gonna be enough for you to get your heart rate going, which is very, very important. and for you to burn some calories.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when you talk about that, and I think many times that's the part that we lose sight of, is really just getting that heart rate up and really just strengthening that muscle to really be able to maintain your shape. So I guess since we can't necessarily demonstrate it, and they're going to get many of those who are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and particularly if you're in Fort Worth, then you definitely need to be there. Again, it's Saturday morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the William M. McDonald YMCA. That's at 2701 Mooresby Street. But again, if you're in Fort Worth, then you likely know where that is. But again, for those who may be coming from Dallas, it's the William M. McDonald YMCA at 2701 Mooresby Street. They're in Fort Worth, Texas. Everything is absolutely free, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this coming Saturday. We're bringing it right into your neighborhood. We're bringing it right to you. We're bringing Felicia right to you. She's the professional. She's the one. Look at those arms on her. You see those arms? I mean, man, come on, y'all. Yeah, I'm not going to show you my arms. But anyway, Felicia's the expert here, and she's going to be able to show you. So, Felicia, tell them maybe some of the things that you would do, when you're doing using your own body weight to work out. Is it push-ups? Is it sit-ups? I mean, in addition to those things?
Yes. So the first one is push-ups. I don't do sit-ups because, in my opinion, you're going to hurt your back more than you do any good. So if you're going to do anything, I would do leg lifts, because most of the time the sit-ups are for your stomach, but it doesn't actually do anything to your stomach.
Okay.
So I would just I don't do any push-ups. I mean, I don't do any sit-ups. So it's going to be definitely push-ups, mountain climbers.
Okay.
It might be jumping jacks. I do jumping jacks. And I'm trying to think of what else. Something
planks?
Quick that I do.
Are you doing planks at all? Planks?
I do planks.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I incorporate jumping jacks in between. So I might do a push up. I'll do some I said mountain climbers, and I have a whole list in my head, and I just went blank.
And I have some cardio cards that I use. I go through my cardio cards, and in the cardio cards, there's push-ups, there's sit-ups, there's mountain climbers, and then there's this one card that I always just skip. I say, I'll get back to that later. It's the burpees.
That's the other one. But there's a modified way to do it.
Oh yeah, please help me.
Yeah, there's a modified way to do it so that if someone is not if they are not able to get down as far, they can still do it. There's even something where you're sitting on the floor, your legs are out straight, and then let's say you had your phone or something, and your legs are out straight and you're lifting them, but you're working your glutes, because a lot of people want to work glutes or they want to work their bun, and they have knee issues or back issues. This doesn't have any effect on either one.
Okay. All right. So again, now while we just listed a lot of those things for you here tonight, again, if you're going to be in Fort Worth on Saturday, you will get the opportunity to see those things demonstrated for you live and in person. And we want to hear from you tonight too. This is an interactive conversation. The reason we chose to go live is so we could actually have an interactive conversation. So if you've got a question or if you've got a comment or something, certainly feel free to type it online. I'm trying to watch here on my end. Felicia's watching on her end. If we come up with a question, certainly we'll jump on and we'll make sure to answer your question for you as well. Felicia, let's talk about this a little bit. We talked about COVID, and we talked about the fact that we're still in the middle of a pandemic. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day. In fact, someone who was supposed to be presenting at our event on Saturday, they can no longer do it now because they have contracted COVID. So it's still a very real thing. Here at the Chris Howell Foundation, again, we understand everyone has their different beliefs in terms of, whether to get the vaccine, whether not to get the vaccine. And we respect that for everyone, because everyone has to make their own decision. For myself and my family, we did get it, and I'm glad we did, because it was not too much longer that we ended up contracting COVID after being out at some events and things of that nature, and didn't get as sick as I think we probably would have gotten. At any rate, we're offering the vaccines at the event, and we want to make those available to those who want to get the vaccines. So again, that's absolutely free out at the event as well. But when you talk about a health and wellness fair, we're pulling this health and wellness fair together because we want to focus and help folks to understand how to get through maybe some of those long-term effects. So Felicia, for yourself, in terms of just helping people in general, whether it's COVID or non-COVID, folks with shortness of breath, maybe you talked about back injuries, things of that nature. As a personal fitness trainer, how do you make allotments for folks who may have some of those complications?
for the person that maybe wants to be mobile or may have an ailment, knee, back or something, if the knees are not, like if putting pressure on it doesn't bother it, then I'm going to always say walk. Walking is going to be like, it's the most underrated exercise that I know. Like just walking will do wonders, because as you're walking, especially if you find somebody to walk with, then you're gonna lose track of time, and you're gonna look up and like, oh, we didn't already did a whole 30 minutes or whatever. But it will help with reducing your weight, but also because you're reducing your weight, it's going to improve your health overall.
Yeah. So when you talk about walking, though, then there becomes the question, is it better to walk outside, whether to walk inside on the treadmill? There's that whole debate. Which one do you suggest?
I would say as long as you're having some good walking shoes, it's going to be your preference. Walking outside, of course, is concrete, but unless you're running, which I don't recommend, as long as you have some good walking shoes and you're in a place where you feel safe and all that kind of stuff, walk wherever. If you live in a community where you have a track that you can access, walk around the track. If you have a mall that you feel comfortable walking around in, do that. Get a treadmill. I'm sure there's lots of treadmills on the Facebook marketplace that are waiting to be purchased.
Yeah. So again, the weather's getting ready to change in most parts of the country. So it may be a little bit difficult, sometimes to get out and walk. So a treadmill is not a bad buy right now. If you can afford to get one, definitely do that to allow yourself, to be able to continue whatever regimen you put yourself on here during the summertime. So Felicia, when we talk about, being a weight management specialist, again, let's get into this whole nutrition piece, because many times when it comes to doing weight, we always, we kind of get our head around the exercise piece, but it's not understanding the impact that the nutrition plays on our whole overall weight and just health in general. So can you, talk a little bit about how you address that issue with your clients?
Yes. So real quick, I started my journey in 2003 with Weight Watchers, and their philosophy I carried even once I got my personal training. I did that because I was thinking, oh, okay, the workouts are what the deal is. But then after I got the personal training, I was like, okay, it's the nutrition. And the reason I brought up Weight Watchers is because with Weight Watchers, the focus is on food. Mm-hmm. Once you can get a good understanding that you don't have to eat less necessarily, it's just eating less foods that are highly processed. So I often say there's no good or bad foods.
Okay. There are no good or bad foods. So you can eat anything?
Yes. And I'll explain what I mean.
Okay.
Unless you are allergic to it, unless you cannot digest it, unless you just don't like it, it shouldn't be considered bad. When you put a label on food, you're vilifying it because you're saying, okay, I can't have this. Well, in actuality, you can have it. The question is, does it agree with your body? And is it going to help you continue to make progress on your goals? So that's where a lot of us have the diet mentality, like, ooh, this is bad, or I ate bad today, or I was doing good and then I started, the whole week was good and then the weekend was bad. Like, I hear it all the time. So a lot of times what I tell my clients, if you take the emphasis off of food being good and bad and look at it as nourishment, then no, it's not anything that's off limits. You are just basically saying, I don't want this, or this does not make me feel good. Okay. But if I decide that I want that piece of cake or I want that cookie, I'm going to have it. But the other part of that is that you also have to make sure that, okay, you're not emotionally eating. Okay. You smiling.
I'm smiling because I'm trying to determine whether I'm going to tell on myself or not.
Go ahead. Keep it real.
I'm going to keep it real. if you go to Felicia's Facebook page, and I want to say it was right at about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks now. Sometimes my wife told me all the time, like, don't do a good job adjusting time. But there is on her page very recently, there is a post to that very statement that she just made. And I read the post. I said, you know what? I think she's right. It doesn't matter because, I mean, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do my part. Sometimes you feel like you are limiting yourself and then you feel bad because you go into the sandwich shop and, I love Jersey Mike's. So you go into the sandwich shop, you get a sandwich and you're like, man, I should have went in and got the cookie. Well, I got to tell you, after I read your post, I went ahead and got the cookie. And I left with the cookie. I ate the cookie, Listen to you. So I did eat the cookie. But you know what? Then I thought about it after I ate the cookie. I'm like, nah, man, I don't know if Felicia was right about that. So
yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't know. The reason I say that is because a lot of times we will limit and we will have a diet mentality like, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that. Yeah. Well, when you decide that you can't have it, then if you told me, Felicia, you can't have X, Y, Z for 2 weeks. Yeah. The fact that you told me I couldn't have it, I want it even more. And so it is always on my mind. So a lot of times, okay, yeah, you wanted the cookie, but if your wife or if somebody would have said, Chris, you could no cookies for a whole month. When you went in there, the fact that they said you couldn't have it, you would have been wanting even more. And you might have still got it and just ate it before you got home so it wouldn't be any evidence. Okay?
You know what? You're right. I mean, I did get it, but the next time I went in, I didn't get the cookie. So you're right. I mean, if it had been a restriction, it probably would have been every time I went in there. I went out of there feeling bad because I didn't get it, but I got it. And then next time I went, I didn't even really desire it. So I just walked out without the cookie. So, but no, I just had to tell on myself.
So you proved my point that you made, but the thing is you made a decision that I don't want the cookie because I had it last time. It was good because a lot of times the stuff that we want, it's like once you have it, it's like it wasn't even all that good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
We said we were watching for questions. Monica Lewis, thank you. Monica Lewis says, I met him before, was a vendor at another one of his health fairs. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us. Great guy, awesome foundation. Oh, thank you so much. And I think Felicia, that's Monica Lewis. So she's joining us.
Yes, my sister-in-law.
Okay. Well, Monica Lewis, thank you for joining us. Again, if you've got a question, I mean, this is an opportunity for you to ask a question. You may not be able to join us on Saturday. We hope that you can. Again, if you just logged in, we're talking about the Chris Howell Foundation Conquering COVID Community Health and Wellness Fair. It says Get COVID Clear, but, it's all things. Chris Howell Foundation Conquering COVID Community Health and Wellness Fair. We invite you to come out this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the William McDonald YMCA there in Fort Worth. Everything is absolutely free. More information is available at chrishowellfoundation.org. It's an opportunity for you to come out. COVID vaccines are going to be there. We're going to be talking stroke prevention, blood pressure screenings, A1c screenings. Again, that's the diabetes screening. HIV and syphilis testing will also be there. That's going to be done confidentially. So if you just want to come out and get an HIV test, again, the Chris Howell Foundation started with raising awareness and increasing education around HIV, again, just knowing the importance of that. We'll talk about mental health talk. We're going to talk about Alzheimer's talk. We've got activities for the children. There'll be face painting and everything going on. It's, again, all free. There'll be drawings for gas cards. If you've registered, if you're one of the first 25 people to register, you'll be put into a drawing for one of 5 $50 gas cards. I mean, gas has gone down a bit in price, but hey, it's still enough to help you. I think there's also an opportunity for you to, there is an opportunity for you to win a television, but then there's also something about paying part of an electric bill, things of that nature. The team has just really put up together a lot of great things. And again, it's just our way of giving back to the community. So be sure to join us out. Felicia, who you hear online with us tonight, she's going to be there with us. She's actually going to be demonstrating for you on how to use your body weight to work out. So tonight we're just kind of giving you a precursor of what's going to take place when she joins us on Saturday. And then also she's going to be giving you the very important aspect of it. She's got a number of books that she's released. They're going to be free. A couple of those are going to be free, not all of them. A couple of those are going to be free to help you to understand the importance of nutrition and how you maintain that as an important part of not just weight. And Felicia, help us with this, because so many times we think it's all about weight and how we look in the mirror and how we look on camera. You see that before and after picture of Felicia. That's her there. That's her before and after picture. Again, you may not ever get to that size, that 2616 photo that she has there, but hey, and it leads me to my point, Felicia, because so many times it's not just about how we look. When we talk about health, many times you may not ever get to look the way you desire to look. But you know what? The main thing is that heart working properly and the blood flow and all those things and circulation, things of that nature. Talk about the importance of that.
That we talked about health as being your wealth. Like it is almost, it's hard for you to function and show up as yourself and to be used by like walking your purpose if you are not healthy. And healthy looks different for everyone. So there's not a certain size and there's not a certain shape that makes someone healthy. But if nothing else that you get out of this tonight, that you have one life and you have so many resources. Like we have, like God made our bodies amazing. And think about, we have to just nourish it. And nutrition seems very complicated, but if we just take the time to, and it's not even about nutrition, just really about the whole health, making sure that our heart is good, making sure that kidneys and, breast, like the screenings that are available, there's no reason for us not to get them done. Yeah. Like, especially Saturday. So it's hard for you to show up for your family that's counting on you if you're not taking care of yourself. Because a lot of times women, I'm not going to say just women, but a lot of times we're taking care of our families. And so we put whatever they need ahead of us. But if, when we are on the airplane, they say, put the mask on yourself and then put it on a small child. And a lot of times it seems like self-care is being seen as selfish, and it's not. But we have to be able to take care of ourselves, making sure that checking blood pressure, because it doesn't matter. Like I said, there's not a size to health. You can be small and you can be larger and still have issues with high blood pressure. It doesn't, like, I'm sure someone that you was like, oh my God, I just saw them in their passing. So it is very important for us to take care of ourselves.
You're absolutely right.
By any means necessary.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, there is no look. I mean, I've seen, again, very small people who suffer, from high blood pressure or have complications, has high blood pressure, things of that nature. So again, there's no one look to it. Again, no one size fit all, things of that nature. But so, that's why it's important. Felicia made the point. That's why it's important you to come out Saturday. And when you talk about the state of Texas, again, we're one of the most uninsured and underinsured states in our nation. So again, when someone asked me the other day, really, do folks really come out to these health and wellness fairs? And it's like, yeah, absolutely, folks do. Because particularly here in Texas, again, many folks just don't have insurance. And, many times it's difficult to go, to your doctor now with the way insurance policies have changed in some cases, co-pays, things of that nature. So a lot of the things that we're offering out here at this health and wellness fair for free are things that many times you may have to go to a doctor's office for and pay a copay. So you don't have to do that necessarily on Saturday. Again, everything is absolutely free. And if you're somebody who does not have insurance, again, it's all available to you. And again, if there's something that or service that you may desire or need that we don't have available on Saturday, hopefully I'm sure there will be some contact that will be available who could put you in contact with someone who may be able to offer that service to you. So again, our job is really just to connect you with those healthcare providers to make sure that you can get yourself healthy. Because again, we've said it here several times tonight. We hear it many times in our community. Our health is our wealth. And if we really do believe that, then let's start taking better care of our health to ensure that we are, available to family members and others that we may need to take care of. Felicia, we're going to end this plane or land this plane. I said end the plane. We're going to land this plane here in just a second. But before we do, I wanted again just make available to, again, if you've been watching us online or you just tuned in, this is an opportunity for you to ask a question. If you've just been, contemplating getting a personal fitness trainer, getting a weight management specialist in your life, you've got one right here on the line tonight. It's an opportunity for you to ask her question of her, or again, your invitation for you to come out and meet her up close and in person on Saturday. If you've been following her on Facebook like I have, she's got thousands and thousands of people that are following her on Facebook. And again, been, really heeding her advice and the things that she's been sharing. And you're right here in Dallas, Fort Worth. Why not come out and meet her on Saturday, work out with her? She's going to be doing a workout session, and then she's going to then come back and then do a session on nutrition to help you understand that it's not just about what you do with your body, but it's about what you put in your body. So all of that's going to be taking place on Saturday, in addition to the COVID vaccines and the blood pressure screening and A1c screening and HIV and syphilis testing, Alzheimer's talk, and all the activities for the children. It's all available at chrishowellfoundation.org. If it sounds like a commercial, it's because it is. This is being brought to you by the Chris Howell Foundation. And again, the Health and Wellness Fair is taking place on Saturday. Felicia, I've been checking my screen. I don't see any questions on my end. If you've got a question on your end, we'll certainly take them. I don't see anything on my end, and I think Cordell has a see back there as well. But again, this has just been an opportunity to just come and just really just share some information with the community. Again, if you will do me a favor, if you will share this on your page, there has been something that Felicia said tonight, and the tips that she's just shared in this short amount of time that someone could use and apply in their life. When we're talking about, again, using your own body weight to be able to work out, many times we don't even think about that anymore. We did the push-ups and the sit-ups and all those things when we were kids. And now we've gotten a little bit older, and maybe you even can't do those things anymore. Maybe because of a back ailment or something of that nature, you can't do those things. But, someone like Felicia, who's trained in this area, can help you to understand that there are some ways that you can, modify those things and still maintain your health. Because again, it really is your wealth. So Felicia, as we get ready to wrap up, so talk about that last tip in terms of what someone can do if, again, maybe they can't do a sit-up, or you don't recommend doing sit-ups. And that's a new perspective. I hadn't heard that. Actually, talk about what you can do in addition to, I guess, aside from doing a sit-up.
So instead of doing sit-ups, you can do crunches. And you can either do the crunches where you're holding your hands behind your head, and I recommend also always having your elbows out instead of like this, but where you're doing the normal crunch that we are familiar with, or you can do reverse crunches where you have your back is staying on the ground and then your legs are doing the moving. And the squats, that was one thing that I thought about earlier.
Squats. Okay, squats are important. I'm sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I was listening to you, but I was also trying to catch Oscar Hawk's question. It says, what do you think it is that prevents a person to take their health important after they have found themselves motivated through conversations like this? What do you think it is that prevents a person to take their health serious and important after they have found themselves motivated through a conversation like this? So they get the motivation, they leave this conversation. Again, what may prevent them from actually being able to apply it?
Not knowing what to do next, because motivation is only going to take us so far. Okay. And so I'm glad that Oscar asked that question, because if nothing else, and let's say they cannot make it to the health fair on Saturday, and they're like, where should I start? I would say work on being progressive, not trying to be perfect. So maybe start, if you're not drinking a lot of water, start drinking. If you drink maybe 2 bottles, increase it to 3. If you don't eat a lot of vegetables, maybe you start incorporating more vegetables into your food, getting enough sleep. It's the small little habits that we don't think that matter that can make a big impact on how we look and how we feel about ourselves. Okay. And so I would say start with the basics, but strive to make progress instead of being perfect, knowing that there is going to be errors. You're going to forget something, but if you're progressive about it, meaning, okay, today I'm gonna do this, and if it doesn't happen the way I wanted it to today, then I'm gonna try it again tomorrow, but not solely relying on the motivation, because the action, when you put the action behind it, that's where the motivation comes. So when you put the action in and you're consistent with it, the consistency is going to help motivate you. Okay,
I like that. So going beyond motivation, and again, knowing the motivation won't last, but you've made a decision and a commitment to yourself to get better. Something you said earlier too that I really liked, it was, again, just walking. If you can't do anything else, just get out and walk, and just walk just as far as you can for as long as you can. You don't necessarily have to do 5 miles, but when you get out there, just walk. If it's just around the block at this point, and then the more you do it, I guess the better you become at it, just like it is with anything else, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when we talk about really taking control of nutrition, where do you start? I mean, because you said earlier that there is no bad food. If I really just want to start, do I start eating more green vegetables, or if I don't really like vegetables, where do I start really dialing into the nutrition aspect of it? And I know you can't lay it all out in the next 5 minutes or so, but where do we start?
That's a great question. And actually, I would start with the vegetables. If you know that you don't eat a lot of vegetables and you're okay with some vegetables, then eat bigger portions of those so you can fill up on those. And protein is really important, and a lot of us are not getting a lot of it. So, but let's say the person doesn't like vegetables. I'm all for, if you don't like something and you're able to supplement it, and you have the in your budget to maybe get some greens that you can put in a blender and you drink it. However you get it in, that's how you get it in. But because I do have some clients that do not like vegetables, but there were a couple of vegetables that they like. So we found the ones that they liked, and that was their go-to until they got tired of it. I think that's with the nutrition, getting more vegetables in. A lot of times what I'm finding is that it's not people eating too much, it's eating not eating enough. So like saying, oh, I only eat twice a day. And there's nothing wrong with eating twice a day as long as your body is getting enough. And most of the time you can figure out pretty quickly if you're not getting enough, because if you go to bed, wake up and you're tired all the time, but you say, oh, well, and you're drinking coffee and all this different type of stuff, most of the time the reason for the low energy is because of not enough food.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're thinking, okay, not eating is going to allow you to be able to really lose the weight. But again, your body goes into this, I guess, self-preservation mode. And again, it's holding on to the fat, I guess.
Metabolism slows down, you store the fat, and so you just plateau. And so for women, we'll say, I'm not getting a bigger size, so I'm just standing this size. And then we just stretch out of that size.
Okay.
I was in denial. That was kind of like my wake-up call.
Yeah.
Because I accused my husband of messing up my clothes in the dryer. I said, what are you doing to these clothes? These pants are getting too tight. He was like, boo, that's on you.
You're not doing the laundry anymore. I'm going to do it myself. You're messing up my clothes.
I had accused him of messing up my clothes because my clothes was tight.
So you knew you were doing everything you were supposed to do, so it had to be something he was doing with the clothes,
no,
right?
I didn't tell him about those bagel stops. I would stop at Einstein Bagel every Saturday.
Wow. So, hey, good thing you finally got it in check, because now you're able to help so many other people. And we are certainly excited to have you with us on Saturday. Again, just doing the whole body weight thing, because, again, a lot of the people who may be there could be older people and people who, don't do weights and all those other things. So I think that's going to be a very important and powerful piece for folks to be able to learn from. And, again, the nutrition piece. So, and thank you for taking time to be here with us tonight to just kind of help us unpack this just a little bit, because, again, it's just a way of giving to the community. We wanted to just share some things online with you tonight. But again, go to Felicia's website. Felicia, give them your website while we're live here.
It's FeliciaStarks.com.
That's very easy. FeliciaStarks.com. Go to her website. Again, you'll see all of her accolades, and you'll see the before and after picture, and you'll see, the nutrition tips and all the stuff that she's got out there for you. It's certainly worth a trip. Again, FeliciaStarks.com. Go to the website. For more things regarding the Health and Wellness Fair taking place on Saturday, September 17th, go to ChrisHowellFoundation.org. Again, we are grateful to the many folks that are going to be out there with us. AmeriGroup, Alzheimer's Association, the Parenting Center, MHMR, Tarrant County, they're going to be with us. The YMCA, of course, they're hosting us. AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Collins Family Planning Clinic, Kalim Party Faces, they're going to be doing face painting for the kids. Again, we're just, the Chris Howell Foundation has been around since 2016, serving our community in the areas of health, wellness, and financial literacy. So it's just another way that we're doing that, and we're excited about it. And invite you to come out and join us if you're in the area. If you're not, stay tuned. And anytime you're in the area, we'd love to have you come out and volunteer with us or become a donor to our website, to us as well. We've got North Texas Giving Day coming up on September 22nd. The Chris Howell Foundation will be participating in that. That's the opportunity for those that are in North Texas. You may be free with it. It's where all nonprofits come together with the Communities Foundation of Texas, and it's an opportunity for all the funds that we receive on that day. The Communities Foundation of Texas will then give a proceed to it to increase it by a percentage. It's not matched necessarily dollar for dollar, but they do add to it, so it does allow your donation to go a little bit further. So if you can join us on North Texas Giving Day by giving to the Chris Howell Foundation. In fact, you can do it today. It's actually started early, but the actual official day is on September 22nd, but it did open for early giving. You can do that at chrishowellfoundation.org as well. Felicia, again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and look forward to doing at least a few of the workouts with you on Saturday. I'm not going to commit to doing all of them. I'll do a few of them.
Yeah, I got to get you to do those burpees.
No.
The modified.
I think I'm going to be having to help someone over at another booth at that time. Okay. But whenever you do them, I don't even know when you're doing them, but whenever you do burpees, I'm going to be assisting somebody else on the other side. Man, burpees are a beast.
Yes, they are.
But, thanks again. And thank you so much for watching. If you hung with us the entire time, or if you just logged in, you may want to just rewind it and go back and catch the tip of the conversation, because, again, I'm sure there's a tip in there for you that you can really use and benefit and apply to your life. All right. Talk to you later. I think he's taking us out.